Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Dyvonne, and today I'm going to share with y'all how I make my white beans, and we're going to be using the Great Northern beans in the crock pot. This is my leftover ham bone. We just finished up Thanksgiving. I've got this nice big ham bone left, and we're going to take it and create a new meal. These are the ingredients that we're going to be using. Are you ready? Let's get started. So first I start off with preparing my onion. Now I'm using a yellow onion, but you can also use a white onion as well. I'm going to use half of a large onion, which is going to give me about a cup to about a cup and a fourth of chopped onion. I don't chop my onion too fine. I chop my onion about this size. For reference, it's about the size or shape of a dime, not bigger than a nickel. Now, once I have my onion chopped, I put that in my crock pot. Now, to go with our white beans, I'm going to be making some steamed rice, and I'm also going to be making some cornbread. I'm also putting in 2 whole cloves of garlic. Now, if your garlic is kind of big, you just need to put in 1. This is 1 pound of white beans that I've rinsed, and I went through to make sure there was no stones or pebbles or any dirt in the beans. So be sure that you want to rinse them really well in cold water. Then I'm going to add my nice piece of ham bone that I have there. And you see, we still have a bit of meat that we have on the ham bone, and as it simmers and slow cooks in the crock pot, it's going to release all that wonderful flavor and flavor our beans for us. Next, I add in 2 bay leaves, and so we're going to put 2 bay leaves in our pot. Then we're going to add in our water. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome in, and if you're a returner, welcome back. And on my channel, I love to share with y'all what I cook and bake for my family in my kitchen. And so if you are not subscribed yet, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and become one of my awesome subscribers. And in my crock pot, I put 8 cups of water. Now, we didn't put any seasoning such as salt just yet. However, this crushed pepper, the crushed red pepper, if you want a little kick to your beans, you can put a couple of pinches of crushed pepper. Now, I set my crock pot to low, and we're going to put it for 8 hours. Our beans will take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. I always like to set it at 8 hours, and then we're going to come back and we're going to check on our beans when they're about halfway through the cooking process. So our beans have been cooking in our crock pot for about 4 hours now, and it's looking good. And you can see how the ham is really starting to pull away from the bone, and that's what you want to be looking for. You want your ham to start pulling away from the bone. And then what I like to do is I like to go on and rotate my ham bone halfway through that cooking process. And then also what I like to do is stir my pot a bit, give a nice visual, and just kind of see how the beans are coming along. Now, if you have never had Great Northern beans, and I like to call them white beans, they are creamy. They are so hearty, so delicious. They cook up so nicely in the crock pot, and they pair so well with ham. And so I really love these beans so much. And so if you have not had these Great Northern beans or white beans, you are in for a treat. Definitely give them a try if you have not had them yet. So I'm going to put the top back on my crock pot. I'm going to let it cook for a couple more hours, and we're going to come back and see how they're doing. So our beans have been cooking for just shy of 7 hours now. They are looking really good, and they have started to just kind of get really soft, but I like to double check them. And so we're going to go on and taste them and see for just softness and doneness. They're tasting really good, nice and soft. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on and take out our bay leaves. Now our whole garlic cloves, I just leave those in there, and they just kind of make their way throughout the beans. But I'm going to go on and take out your bay leaf. Make sure you want to do that. And then this is something that's optional, but I like to do this, where I use my potato masher and just a little bit, not too much. And I just go through and I mash my beans in just a few spots, so that way that creaminess of the beans gets released into the crock pot. And then I take my spoon and just kind of mix it around. And like I said, this is optional, but I like that nice creaminess that it really adds to your bean broth and the ham. It's just really good, that just nice creaminess of the beans. Now we're going to season our beans. Now we didn't season them from the beginning because what I found is that if you put salt or your seasonings in your crock pot or in your regular pot, that if you're cooking on the stove ahead of time, what happens is the beans have a hard time getting soft. They stay really firm in the center, and so to keep that from happening, you want to season at the end. You don't want to put too much seasoning in the beginning. So I have made some cornbread, y'all. Our cornbread is looking so good. Oh my goodness. And in the description box below, I will have the recipe for my cornbread. It's actually my mama's cornbread. I'll have that in the description box below, as well as the link on how I make that nice moist cornbread. I've got my rice on our plate, so I'm going to go on and service up some. And my seasonings that I used was kosher salt, and I used a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, and then I also sprinkled in some coarse black pepper, and that was about 1/4 of a teaspoon of coarse black pepper. And you can put your kosher salt and your black pepper to your taste. Well, this is our plate, y'all. I'm going to go on and give y'all the first bite. Let me get some rice and the beans and some of that ham on there. Go on and take your bite. That bite's for you. Now let me take my bite, and I'm going to see how we did today. Y'all, this is so good. This cornbread, we gotta try this cornbread. You see how moist and good it's looking? Go on and take your bite of the cornbread. Let me have some cornbread. Oh, y'all, that cornbread, it is perfect every time. Well, I hope you give this recipe a try. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Go on and hit that subscribe button. It's free. If you like this video and appreciate the content, don't forget to show it some love. Give it a thumbs up and click share. And share this video with a friend or a family. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you can come back and visit me again in my kitchen. And remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.